The crypto markets are seeing a lot of pumps right now, and Ethereum is seeing some of that sunshine as well. From its low to its current price, we are up by 11% within 5 days, which is definitely nice. But if we take a look at Bitcoin's equivalent move, Bitcoin is up by a lot more than that, so it is definitely leading the market, and that means Ethereum just hasn't seen its shine that much yet. And that means there's a lot of opportunities ahead. One of the things that I want you to keep in mind right at the beginning of this YouTube video is that if you're looking at a chart before the move happens, you're in a good place. A lot of people, they're like, oh, it's not moving, whatever, I don't know what's going on. They get a little bit frustrated. Guys, this is a good thing. If you're looking at the chart before the move actually happens, that means you're potentially ready to take advantage of it and actually make money off it. And of course, the best places to do that are always going to be with these links in the description down below. BingX does not require KYC and allow you to trade basically all of these crypto markets in conjunction with stocks, indices, forex, commodities, all with leverage, all with a Bitcoin deposit without KYC. And Bybit remains the best exchange in the space, in my opinion, with up to $30,000 that they're going to give you in free money that you can trade with. Any profits you generate are yours to keep. So check them out with the links in the description down below. And let's take a look at what's actually going on here. Ethereum has pumped up really nicely. We're on the daily time frame right here, and we're already up by a little bit, which is definitely nice, but we have actually invalidated this falling wedge before. So this shows you that the place we're coming from with Ethereum is definitely weaker than Bitcoin, right? Ethereum actually fell out of a very bullish pattern. Bitcoin did not. So this definitely shows that Ethereum is lagging behind quite a bit, but it also means, I think, very, very clearly, and you can see this very clearly on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, we've been losing against Bitcoin for a very long time. Let me just hide my face here. Ethereum against Bitcoin has just been sliding lower and lower and lower and lower over the course of this month here in June, and that really shows us that people have been selling it off in favor of Bitcoin here. And that could scare you, but to me that is just a huge mark of all the opportunities in this market. So let's kind of break down what we're seeing a little bit more before we get to all of that. We had this really important support range. We ended up falling out of it just a little bit, which is a little bit disappointing, but certainly not the end of the world. And for me, I am now seeing Ethereum being able to get back up to this area of resistance here, which sits at the $2,000 level. This is another kind of 10% pump up from here. And there's really not that much that should stop Ethereum from getting up here now, just according to what I'm seeing right now, to be honest. I mean, I think that, we've got a really nice situation here. There is some resistance, but I think the fact that we've been able to clear this support area and actually get above it, does put us past the worst of it right now. And with the Ichimoku cloud here on the daily time frame, I think that's also going to be something that really helps Ethereum. For Bitcoin, this was really, really important, and it looks like Ethereum is basically just a few steps behind Bitcoin, which again is why we're in such a powerful position right now. If we're looking at the same thing happening for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but Ethereum just kind of lags behind by a few steps, that means we can make our money on Bitcoin and then go to Ethereum. And if Ethereum is playing like this, then the altcoins, they might be lagging behind Ethereum. So we actually get to trade the same thing 3 times with minimal risk, and that's where these opportunities are huge, and that's why I'm actually quite liking this, and that's why I'm happy that these altcoins haven't seen a lot of euphoria yet, I guess. Is because we're letting Bitcoin do that first, and then these other coins are going to be even easier to trade after that. There's going to be so much bullish energy in the space. We're already kind of entering that right now, and I think that could put Ethereum in some really, really interesting positions. So let's take a look at this chart right here. This is something that I wanted to outline here. We've got some really nice price action with our key support and resistance areas. We're finding resistance where we expect. We're finding support where we expect. So to me, that does mean that we should be able to interact pretty nicely with our larger time frame areas of resistance that are up ahead, like $2,000. If we look at this on the 4-hour time frame, we've broken out of resistance on the 4-hour time frame from the Ichimoku cloud, which is beautiful. These are the same lines that I showed to you, just on a larger time frame now. And if we do look at the Bitcoin chart, like I said, this is where it does start to get a little bit interesting, just seeing how Ethereum's been sliding down against Bitcoin. This is a longer term view of Ethereum against Bitcoin, and I think this is a really interesting chart. This is the weekly time frame for Ethereum against Bitcoin, and we can see that just since 2020, Ethereum has gained a lot of strength against Bitcoin here, and then it just kind of stabilized for a really long time and formed this kind of ascending triangle pattern. We've now fallen out of it. So, one of the strong implications of this, if Ethereum falls out of its, kind of bullish formations, especially if it's lagging behind Bitcoin, is it could be an indication that Bitcoin is just going to keep on leading the market for a really long time, and people are only going to be looking at Bitcoin. So this might not change for a while, but it could also definitely be a fake out. And that's what I think we're looking at more likely. I don't think that Ethereum is actually going to be that weak compared to Bitcoin. I think that at worst, Ethereum is just going to kind of trade sideways against Bitcoin and hold its current level overall. I don't think Bitcoin is going to get weaker compared to Bitcoin here, because I just think that, I mean, if we were going to see a weaker Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, that would probably mean that Bitcoin is in a major bull market. It might mean that Bitcoin is going to be going up to levels like 60K, 50K, 70K. And personally, I just don't see that happening yet. So that's why I don't think that Ethereum is going to get particularly hurt very much, but I mean, the facts are still the facts, and we have certainly fallen out of this bullish pattern for Ethereum against Bitcoin, and this is going to be something that's worth paying attention to and looking at. If we actually interact with this chart just a little bit more, this is the way that I've got all of my lines drawn here. We do still have a very good number of support areas. I do want to just go ahead and remove this red line here. It's not particularly important anymore. So we have fallen out of this green box, whatever. It's not a big deal. We can actually just go ahead and remove it. This green line still exists as support. We've still got this red line that offers some support for Ethereum as well. This stretches back quite a bit, connects some of these really important levels, and on the logarithmic time frame, it does make a little bit more sense as well, just showing this that we can basically just redraw this line slightly differently on the weekly time frame here. We can just, well, on the daily time frame, it's the same thing. We can just kind of redraw this line, and we see that the support is still a little bit lower, so there is still some margin of error. Obviously, it's really interesting to see that this line works on the logarithmic and linear time frame. That usually doesn't happen, but price scale, I should say, not time frame. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more that Ethereum can drop if Bitcoin does rise. Now, I want to make it clear, this doesn't mean that Ethereum is going to drop against the dollar. It just means that Ethereum is going to go up slowly compared to Bitcoin. It just means that Bitcoin is going to lead the market, and that Bitcoin's dominance, this is really important, that Bitcoin's dominance will keep rising, because Bitcoin's dominance is already up at 51%, which is just absolutely huge compared to where we've been for a really long time. We haven't seen levels like this for Bitcoin's dominance since basically more than 2 years ago now. So really, really very significant stuff here. And how that might translate into kind of Ethereum's price action. Again, like I said, I think it's just going to be a little bit slower. I think Bitcoin might hit 30K. Ethereum's equivalent level is 2,000. I think that Ethereum might just lag behind by a day or two. And then if Bitcoin does break out above 30K, that's where this stuff does get a lot more interesting. If we do look at Ethereum above the $2,000 level, because that's what I think would happen. I think Ethereum would get above 2K if Bitcoin gets above 30K. If that does happen, then I think Ethereum should be able to rise up to some of our really, really fun resistance levels up here, like $2,500, which would be really nice. This is a nice kind of 30% move to the upside if we are able to pull it off. And again, just endless opportunities here. I mean, Bitcoin already looking absolutely beautiful, which you've been seeing on my channel quite a bit. But with the altcoin opportunities, guys, it is well worth getting these exchange bonuses locked in and ready to go if you haven't done so already. Many of you have already done that, and you've been able to take advantage of it beautifully, deploying this free capital that Bybit is giving you, for example, and then just generating profits, withdrawing them. It's just the craziest life hack ever. If you are interested in that kind of thing, then these links in the description are here for you to take advantage of. Like I said, BingX doesn't even require KYC, and you can trade all of these other traditional finance markets as well. You can trade stocks as well, which is absolutely crazy with leverage, with Bitcoin. So much flexibility here. And of course, for altcoins, all of these exchanges are going to have what you want to trade, including, of course, Bybit being, in my opinion, still the best one in the space. So I'm going to be watching this to see what might happen. $2,000 is still resistance, so I am still going to be expecting a rejection there. I'm expecting a rejection on Bitcoin's equivalent level, so I'm going to be expecting a rejection on Ethereum's equivalent level. But I think we are going to be able to break it, and if we do, I think that some of these next areas of resistance are going to be what I'm going to be setting my eyes on to see if Ethereum can kind of hit these speculative targets there. So I really hope you have enjoyed this one, guys. You know exactly what to do. If you have, hit up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. This has been a very quick video compared to normal. Let me know if you like it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.